I'm waiting for a moment all my life. When trash talking goes horribly wrong. Now I'm pretty sure they're talking about the Luca versus the Suns. I don't really trash it that much in real life. I don't trash talk. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty quiet on the court. You know, I just want to play. So I got really no reason to trash talk.
Talking Hall of Fame.
I mean, I used to just be saying only because people underestimated my ability, and that really made me want to talk. But hey, man, I'm trying to think. There's no reason for me to talk. They're just not gonna believe me. I'm just gonna go play, prove them wrong. Simple as that. Everybody acting tough.
Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Alright.
This is the
Small
text my
fry.
brother sent me just moments before witnessing the biggest
Small
playoff basketball monstrosity
How
I've
the
ever seen
Suns
in my
only
entire
have
life.
27
I
points
didn't
at
believe him,
halftime.
so I had to tune
What?
into the game myself.
Remember how you were asking how good Luca was?
Sure enough,
He's really good.
there it was.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. In what world is this even possible? A
Bro, the Suns already been that
record-breaking
good.
64-win Suns team, fully healthy,
Bro,
is
they're
getting
not good.
dog-walked in a Game 7 with their season on the line. Okay, well, I wasn't able to watch the first half, so I'm assuming those measly 27 points had to have come from Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I mean,
Why?
there's no way they just didn't score.
Yeah, they're not the best players. Chris Paul's not that good. Devin Booker's overrated.
After all that trash talking, all that hooping and hollering, after going up 2-0 in the series, this was the best the Suns had to offer. A couple weeks ago, I made a video about how the Nets, and specifically Kevin Durant, had one of the worst playoff meltdowns in recent history. But, we got a new
Yo,
contender.
why you trash talk?
Of all the
Bro, only trash... Really, only trash talk when you're retired, because then there's no backfire.
in this year's playoffs, Chris Paul had
Like, I would agree, like,
possibly
Shaq can
more
right now.
to prove than anyone else. After a career of bad luck and, quite frankly, bad playoff performances, NBA fans were eager to see if he could lead his team to the NBA Finals again and redeem himself for their collapse last season against the Bucks. But at this point, we should have known better. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Lose an NBA record 7 consecutive Game 7s, and shame on everyone. Why am I even watching at this point? But it's one thing for Chris Paul to fall apart in a Game 7. For one reason or another, he's been doing it his entire career. But the entire Suns roster, how does the 1 seed, the best regular season team in the NBA,
Easy
fall
schedule.
apart this
Simple as that.
badly with their season on the line? In the first half of Game 7 against the Mavericks, the Suns starting...
You see all the red things? I would have made this. So if the Suns had me on the team, I would have scored more than Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Simple as just because they're not going to guard me from half court. I would make one, that's a three-pointer. I would probably get fouled a bunch of times trying to go in, you know, over DeAndre Ayton, because I'm a get body. I know how to draw fouls, even though when I play in real life, we don't really do free throws. If we did, that would be a completely different story. But yeah. And then I go do my signature shot, which is kind of like the Larry Bird fadeaway from behind the goal. Nobody can guard that. It's like a Kareem. I would at least make 3 of those.
Combined for
In 5
15
minutes.
points on 29 shots. Luka Doncic, by himself, had 27 points on 12 shots. Chris Paul and Devin Booker combined for a whopping 3 points in the first half. 3 points. Even worse, those 3 points came from the foul line. Neither of them made a single shot. By the end of the game, the Suns starting 5 mustered up just 37 points in 143 minutes on the court. Luka put up 35 points in just 30 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen an NBA game in my entire life that was over halfway through the second quarter. The only reason why Luka didn't drop a 50-point triple-double on these boys was because the man was on the bench by the third quarter, prepping for the Warriors in the next round.
Yep.
In this series featuring
Exactly.
the Suns and the Mavericks, Luka had more points than pure scorer Devin Booker, had more
What,
assists than league-leading assist man Chris Paul, had more rebounds than 7-foot center DeAndre Jordan, and had more steals than defensive
DeAndre Jordan.
player of the year runner-up Mikal Bridges.
There we go. I'm telling you, Luke is that. He's a top 3 player. Well, I mean, I've said he was top 3 player at the beginning of the season. If I believe it's Curry, Giannis, and Luka.
The man beat the Suns so bad, the franchise had to write an apology letter to their fans. Devin Booker spent the 2022 NBA season building a solid MVP campaign, having
What?
the best season of his
Bro,
career.
he averaged like
And
20
yet,
points. I
somehow,
averaged like 40 points. Bro.
Some
What?
new beautiful pieces on
Ain't no way.
TrackSwayC.com. Very special.
Okay.
when it mattered most,
That was
Booker
fake.
put together the worst playoff game of his entire career. The man didn't even put up a fight. It's like there's no fire in him. He's not rising up in these big games. And this big game mentality is what separates
That's
guys
exactly
like
when I
Luka
play my best,
and
when big
Giannis
games, because I know that more people watching. Why would I play worse?
from others. Sure, these guys are vastly more talented.
Yeah, I'm learning that
than
Giannis
others, and that
Euro
definitely
step.
helps.
I've been
But just as valuable
watching
as
some
their
videos trying to
skill set
improve
and
on that.
Physical tools is their will to win. Luka Doncic would rather die trying than lose a game 7 like this. The man won't back
Yup.
down to anyone, and he has the game to back it
Same.
up. I mean, seriously, is there anything better in sports than a superstar who plays better under pressure? A player that can take the trash talk, spit it right back, and make you regret it. Luka said it best after their game.
Yeah, I
5
never
loss.
start any trash talk. I only trash talk if somebody else either asks me something or if they say
It's the
something.
Suns.
I'm just like, I responded them quickly, and then I prove it on the court.
Do you know how confident you have to be to say this out loud after going down 2-3 in the playoffs? This killer mentality, almost like a basketball hitman, taking names and seeking revenge, is something you are either born with or you aren't. Players like Luka, Giannis, Jimmy Butler, John Morant are all cut from this.
Bro, literally every single one of those players I like except for one of those.
Players like Luka,
Yeah, he's good.
Giannis,
Giannis, probably one of the best.
Jimmy Butler,
Jimmy Butler's top 5.
John Morant,
John Morant is like top
are
100.
all cut from the same cloth as
Bro,
guys
too
like
injured,
Michael
bro.
Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Larry Bird.
Yep, I like all those
There
dudes.
is no end to what they will do to win. It's almost psychotic.
And
at
Kobe's,
times.
I
Not
guess-
every
I
night will
guess.
be some monumental performance, but you can guarantee that they'll go down swinging. We often wonder why some
That's
players,
what I do.
although extremely talented, seem to never step up.
I don't care if I'm down by 20 points. I'm going to keep on shooting because, you know, if you make 10 shots in a row, you're right back in it.
Plate when all
Which,
the
I mean,
chips
it's
are
not
on
out
the
of the question. I know that
table.
before.
While some players rise to the challenge and love every moment of it, others shrink under the mounting pressure of these career-defining
Bro,
moments.
just imagine you're in your backyard or something.
It's
bro.
intangible and
Simple as
immeasurable,
that.
but it's there. And the thing about guys who don't have it is that they tend to underestimate the guys who do have it. In the 90s, NBA players were legitimately scared to trash talk Michael Jordan. I mean, they already knew that there was a slim chance he wasn't going to dismantle them. But at least if they kept quiet, Michael might just spare them from embarrassments in front of friends and family. Everybody's tough when they're up. And wouldn't you know it, come Game 7 when the Mavericks were up, Devin Booker was quietly sitting on the bench with not a single word to say. Which really makes you wonder if Devin Booker is cut from not the same cloth as the Kobe Bryants of the NBA world, but from the same cloth as the Chris Pauls of the NBA.
Hey, you are who you spend your time with.
There's nothing wrong with that. CP is one of the greatest point guards of all time. But if you're relying on him to close out a game with everything on the line, you might be in some trouble. Patrick Beverley has been on a Chris Paul
I knew he was
slander
gonna bring this
campaign
up.
for the last few days, and whether it's true or not, he spoke about how NBA teams aren't all that worried about facing Chris Paul.
Yo, if I literally have a team, just me and my friends, we could beat the Suns. Simple as that. Because then we have the advantage, to be honest. We know how they play like. They don't know how we play like and everything. And I have a friend. He's pretty tall. All right, I'll just say that.
6'3". Is he gonna be a Hall of Fame? No question about it.
Yeah.
Right. No question about it. Do guys in the NBA
I'm still faster than all of them combined,
go
though.
to sleep?
I can just get right by them. And then if
early
not,
the night
shoot
before
over.
playing the Phoenix Suns? Hell no. No.
You mean as a team, or would you talk about Chris Paul individually?
Chris Paul in the division.
Okay.
No. I'm going to Steak 44 over there in Phoenix. I'm gonna have me a nice little wine, probably sweat it out, and but the pregame shoot around and get ready for Chris Paul.
Yeah,
Curry,
I've seen
I'm
this,
going
yeah.
to bed at 8 o'clock. Mom, don't call me. My girl ready for Chris Paul. Steph Curry, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock. Mom,
Yep,
don't call
I'll go
me.
to bed at 7.
My girl, don't call me. I'm
Actually, no, I probably wouldn't.
in right now. It's not. It's two different monsters. That's all.
And although that's really rich coming from a guy who spent the last 8 years getting spanked by Chris Paul, I think there's probably a lot of truth to what he's saying. Chris Paul just doesn't have that hitman mentality that other greats have. And
Bro, he
Devin
looks so weird
Booker
with the beard.
may not have it either. This whole Game 7 collapse, and even going back to last year's finals, reminded me of that clip from a couple years ago where Devin Booker was complaining about getting double teamed at an open gym. Instead of embracing the challenge, he became frustrated with it.
You know what? Yeah, I don't really get double teams, so
Instead
yeah.
of welcoming the double team to enhance his game, he complained about it. Some fans often say Devin Booker is the closest thing to Kobe Bryant in today's NBA.
Bro.
But don't get it twisted, because you want to know what Kobe Bryant said when he was getting double teamed?
Was people double teaming you during pickup?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And what do you think about? Like,
Say you got to send another one.
straight up.
Yeah, you got to send another one, man.
Straight up.
I don't care how talented
That's exactly what I'm going to say,
the
too.
player is. If he doesn't have a cutthroat, get out of the way, I got this mentality to his
You're not,
game,
I've done
he will only
plenty of
get
plays,
so
so
far.
I can do that.
Two superstars don't just happen to score 3 combined points in the first half of their biggest game of the season. It's one thing to get out to a slow start, but this is the result of a player who lives and thrives off of big moments, having a field day with 2 players that can't help but to freeze up in big moments. Either you have it or you don't. Some players lack it, some players are honing it, and some players are made of it. Hope you all enjoy it. And as always, until next time.
Sayonara.